We've talked on my channel about the major fall trends happening, some major shoe trends happening for fall 2025. And in this video, I wanted to focus on the fall trends that are happening right now that are very wearable. They're very much for a more casual lifestyle. And I know a lot of us, we want to look current and we don't want to look dated. We want to look, a little more elevated, but we're not trying to wear some runway fashion to go grocery shopping on a Tuesday. So these are going to be more casual trends, very wearable. You probably have some of these in your closet, and let's get started. One very casual trend that is happening right now that I kind of like it. I gotta be honest, I know that we've had some regrets in the past with this trend, but I'm just gonna go with it. I'm just gonna let it happen. And it's athleisure. And not so much leggings with everything that we wore for the longest time that we ended up criticizing ourselves later for doing, but it's very much like the Adidas track pant, windbreakers, pickleball core, like pickleball outfits, just a lot of this very more preppy athleisure. And you'll see in a lot of these trends, this whole preppy kind of vibe is very much on trend right now for fall 2025. I also love the way that people are pairing these athleisure items back with more classics or just more like non-athleisure looks. So there's been the ballet flat with the Adidas track pant. There's been the button down with the Adidas track pant. Adidas track pant is a really big trend in this category. And I think it's kind of fun. Eventually in 10 years, we may look back and say, what were we thinking? But alas, it's fashion. I think it's kind of fun when we can do that. I mean, the 80s would not be the 80s if we couldn't look back now and say, what in the world were we doing? Why wasn't I was like, I was a little girl, but we can look back at pictures and say, what in the Aquanet was happening with the hair back then? But it's just so fun to look at. So I kind of like this one. I like the athleisure. I think it's kind of fun. You let me know what you think. A jacket that is a very, it's one of the biggest trends for fall 2025 right now. And I find it kind of funny because it's been around forever, but it's the barn jacket. This jacket is so funny to me because it literally is worn by people like Kate Middleton to, my dad and my brother who have zero care in the world about fashion. I'm pretty sure they have one. It's like a Carhartt or something. So it's for everybody. So this is one that you may already have in your closet, but this is a very big trend. This started last fall, or maybe it was last spring, but it's all over the place right now. The barn jacket. And I know there's another name for it, and somebody can comment below what the other name is for this jacket, but it's a very almost, in some circles, it's a very old money jacket. I look at it as more of a casual jacket. It's something you can just wear over your casual everyday items. And it happens to be very much on trend right now. The one that I have is actually from Kohl's, and Kohl's is our sponsor for this video. I've been shopping at Kohl's for a very long time, and I love them for affordable casual pieces that I just wear forever. This is a top that I've had from Kohl's for 2 or 3 years now, and I have it in a few colors at this point, but they do sell out eventually. I love this top. It's just an easy top. It can be dressed up, dressed down. It just goes with everything. This denim skirt is also from Kohl's as well. It's Levi's, and as we're going to talk about in a second, the midi length is actually a very big trend for fall 2025. So the one I'm wearing is a beige skirt. I've been loving the beige bottoms lately. I just feel like they just really do something interesting to your outfit, but it does come in, I believe, in regular denim. You've already seen me wearing this cute blue cardigan. I kind of like this over just something more fitted. I think this is kind of fun. It does come in other colors. Another trend we'll talk about in a second, but this rugby stripe is a very big trend right now. I've been loving it for a while. I've mentioned it before in other videos. I like it in this beige and cream color. It feels more neutral and more classic than the very contrasting colors, but I feel like this is an easy knit top to just wear with some jeans. Now, I've mentioned in many videos, some of my favorite pairs of jeans come from Kohl's. I have this pair, they're by the Lauren Conrad brand, and they're very high-waisted. They're perfect for wearing with my flat shoes. I'm 5'6", and I have worn these things to death. They're still in great condition, and they're at a very good price. So that's what I'm wearing with all these tops I'm showing you. The vest has been a very big trend for quite a while. It's going nowhere. And I love this for if you live in a warmer climate like I do, so it's still warm, but you want to dress a little bit more fall-ish. I have this gray vest from Kohl's that I can wear with some jeans. I think this is a really cute look. I love the look of a vest with jeans and then a little sandal or something like that. So I feel like it looks a little bit bit fall, even though I'm wearing a sleeveless top. I've actually really loved the vest that Kohl's have come out with. So if you watch my other videos where I've shown you some clothes that I've gotten from Kohl's, they've done a really great job with their vest. I had some during the spring and summer, love them. And this is also an item that does tend to sell out. And then another cute little knit top from Kohl's. This is just a little classic stripe sweater. You know, it's one of those things that just always looks good. It's a very classic stripe. Stripes are very in right now, the classic stripe, the rugby stripe. They're a very big thing right now, but I do feel like this is the kind of stripe that even when they're not trending, it still looks great. You will see some of these items and the upcoming trends that we're going to talk about in a few minutes, but I will link all the items that I am wearing from Kohl's in the description box below, and I will also pin them to the comment section. And let's continue. Let's talk about cardigans for a second, because cardigans are a more casual item, and it's something that we're going to wear, a lot of us, whether they're trending or not. The one that is really out of style are like the waterfall cardigans. Those have been out of style for a while. But in the cardigan world, what is more on trend right now are the cropped cardigans, whether that be more boxy, whether it be more left open, or it could even be buttoned up. It could be closed. It could be a little more fitted, but the more cropped length. And then also just the really long cardigans. Those are supposed to be coming back, but that is a trend that is starting to happen with the cardigans. They're really maxi length. The long cardigans are kind of starting to come back. I always thought those were kind of nice. I liked those. And it kind of makes sense because the maxi length, maxi coats are very in style right now. So it kind of makes sense that the maxi cardigans would be next. Really short, really long, great. If it's somewhere in the middle, the thigh length, it's just, you know, it's just not really something that's really popular in the trend cycle right now. There's two colors. Well, one's a colorway, one's a color that I want to mention for fall and for casualness. There's a lot of colors on trend, and I've talked about a lot of them, but two that I want to highlight. One is the olive green and the more martini green. Greens in general are really having a moment right now, and I do feel like obviously olive green is a big color for fall almost every year, but we're just seeing a lot of greens, and so you're going to see a lot of that olive, darker green in fashion. You're gonna see olive green denim. I've seen a lot of olive green denim. Olive green or just that martini olive green denim skirts, even the more forest greens. We're seeing a lot of greens in fashion, and usually a lot of the time this isn't more casual styles. So I like this. I think this color just goes great with black. It goes great with beige. It goes great with brown, obviously. So I think it's a very wearable color. If you do like it, there's a lot of options out there. And I do feel like this is kind of neutral adjacent. So if you do wear a lot of neutrals, this is a fun one to add in there. I love this next one. I don't have one to show you, but I do love it. And it's the funnel neck jackets. That is another trend. Besides the barn jacket and the crop trench, because crop trenches are really big now as well. The funnel neck, the high neck jacket is a very big trend for fall. And you're gonna see a lot of high neck, funnel neck jackets that are gonna come into play for this fall. And that could be in like a windbreaker style. It could be in something more elevated, something more sophisticated, but we are just seeing this style of jacket be a really big player for this fall 2025 in the fashion world. So I think this is kind of nice. I think this could be fun if you find the right one. I mentioned this briefly earlier, but the midi length is a huge trend for fall. So we're talking midi length denim skirts. We're talking midi length pencil skirts. That's not very casual, but the midi length is very big. The maxi length was sweeping the nation the last few years, and it's still here. Maxi denim skirts, that kind of thing, still a big trend. But the new on the scene, the more cutting edge of the lengths is the midi length right now. And I always think that's fun. I mean, it's not like midi length is anything new or anything like that, but that is a big trend. I think they pair really well with knee-high boots. But I also love this for warmer fall weather. So if you live in a place where it's still kind of warm, but it's fall, a midi length skirt is really easy to wear. I have one that I had from Kohl's this past spring that I wore with sandals. Just, you know, it's just easy. I love easy, and I love it looking good and me looking elevated, but me being comfortable and it being easy. Another casual trend that is happening for fall, and it is a trend, but I feel like it always looks good and it's kind of classic. It's the button down under the sweater look. I think we're gonna see these paired in more interesting ways. So maybe like a printed sweater vest and then maybe a printed button down, something like that. I don't know if I could really pull that off so much, but I think it's fun on other people, but we are gonna see more layering in general. Layering is a big trend for fall 2025. So last year we started seeing a lot more of the basic tees layered under a sweater type look. I love that look. I think that's really fun. That is continuing on into this fall. So lots of layering. So lots of basic tee, big sweater thrown over it, or a button-down shirt with a little sweater vest thrown over it. There's even shirts out there right now, which I don't particularly like, but they are faux layered, which very much reminds me of the 2010s. I think that trend's just not for me. I'm gonna put that on my list of fall trends to avoid, I think. Because I don't know, I'm just like, I would probably wear it around my house, but then why would I buy this to wear around anyway. Layering is very big. For us who live in a warmer climate, I do like the look of a sweater thrown over your shoulders. Now you'll probably notice with a lot of these trends that preppy core is a very big theme with all of this, even in the athleisure and the rugby stripes and the polo shirts. Polo shirts are a really big trend for fall. Very big trend. Like the striped polo shirt, you're gonna see a lot of that. A very, very, very big trend. And then the polo neck in general is a very big trend. We're seeing polo necks in the cashmere sweaters, polo necks in lots of knits. We're definitely seeing a lot of this preppy core throughout fashion right now. I think I may have just made up preppy core, but then also maybe I saw that somewhere and it's in my head. But that definitely is what a lot of these trends remind me of. I think you can do a lot with this in the fall, and you can take what you love, leave the rest. I do think this very preppy vibe is gonna last for a long time. So if you like it, you're in luck. There's a lot out there. And then of course, I thought I would just mention, because it is a very casual trend and it's still happening. It's been happening for a while, but sneakers with everything. We've been seeing this for the last couple of years now. I love this. I'm kind of wondering, is this one of these things that I'll just continue wearing years after it becomes a faux pas? Because it will eventually, I'm sure, to wear, you know, sneakers with dresses and things like that. I guess I don't really wear sneakers with dresses that much, but I do wear sneakers with my linen pants and, you know, my regular pants and stuff like that, and not just jeans. But I think the sneakers with everything trend is a fun one. It's a very casual trend, but it's very wearable. If you found a pair of sneakers that you really love, you can try pairing it with some of your more elevated pants, you know, and see how you like that. Trousers with sneakers, that's a really big trend. So anyway, lots of fun things to play around with this fall. And I'll probably do more videos on just outfit ideas that are, you know, still current, but still keeping it kind of casual for those days where you're not trying to dress up a lot, but you still want to look current. You still want to look like you know what you're doing. And I think those are important too. I always think it's important to love the way you look no matter what you do. And I just think you show up better in all areas of your life. So anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know if there's any of these trends that you like, or you've been liking, or you've already been wearing, or you're excited to wear, or you already have. Make sure to check out Kohl's in the description box below if any of those pieces interest you. They have a lot of really great fall stuff right now. And let me know what you think, and I will see you next time.